So this is a John Deere 14T. I paid 800 bucks for it, bargain, and everything was ready to go. The only thing I did was grease it up a little bit, lube it up, and put some string in it. And the owner that I bought it from gave me the string, so I put it on there and just went to baling to see how it would do, and it actually did pretty darn good. You really can't beat that, I don't think. All right, here it is the next day, and I went around and picked up the bales. So I got, I want to say 24 bales, something like that from here. Now, this is not the whole field. I just went up around the edges and stuff and got some of the stuff that the other guy didn't get, my neighbor who pulled the hay off this field a couple weeks ago. But now I've got my own equipment now. So I've got my own hay bine, I got my own hay rake, and I've got my own baler, the John Deere 14T. And it did a pretty good job. Some of the bales are a little, they call banana bales. They're a little tighter on one side than they are the other. So there's probably a little bit of adjustment that needs to be done. And hopefully I get all that figured out by the second cutting. So this is first cutting. And so far I'm pretty happy with it. Now this stuff was, it was kind of all experimental stuff. So what I did was when I worked on the hay bine, I went out here and done a pass around the outside of the field. And then I had to work on my sickle bar, so I wanted to give it a try, so I did another pass on there. The pass with the hay bine was done a week ago. The sickle bar was like 2 days ago. So the hay really did not have time to dry, so these bales will heat up, and just from the natural breaking down and the moisture and everything in there. So these are going to become compost. And I've got a compost bin, so I've got plenty of places to put it. And I don't want to put this in the barn. I don't want it to get so hot that I've heard stories of stuff igniting just from, you know, the heat of it breaking down. So I'm not going to put them in the barn. And these are way too green. I should not have baled them, at least not for storage or for animal feed unless they're used right away. So right now these are going to get toted over to the compost bins and stacked up outside there, and probably take one or two at a time and throw it in there. That gives me plenty of nitrogen for the greens, and I've got a big pile of sawdust here for the browns, so I've got plenty of material to make lots of compost. All right, so there's my 24 bales of hay is what I got out of the leftovers that my neighbor left behind there. It's experimental for me. This is my very first time owning any hay equipment, and I think I got pretty good deals on everything. I paid 800 bucks for the baler. I paid 300 for the hay bine. I paid, I think, 500 for the rake. I had to put some money into them all to get them, you know, operational, because they all had issues. But yeah, my first time ever baling hay, and really that's it's pretty satisfying to know that you did all of that on your own. My wife helped me out a little bit with the baling. My son helped me out changing some of the teeth on the hay bine or the hay rake, and I got my own little miniature hay operation. Now, one of the things I had looked at before was the little round balers, the little mini balers, and I thought those would be pretty cool because they're pretty small, they're easy to handle, and they would be convenient. I did not want to do large round bales. Now, they are easier to handle because you're gonna have to handle those with equipment. The little square bales, you're gonna have to manhandle them, so that makes it a lot tougher. But the mini balers are a lot slower. Even the round balers are slower, kind of, because each time one of them ties, you have to, you know, stop and let it go through its tying cycle and everything, and then dump it out, and then you can continue. With the square balers, you just keep on going, and it poops out a bale every so often, and you got to go back and pick them up. But yeah, I like the square balers, square bales, because I set my barn up originally for square bales up in the hayloft. We don't have any more animals right now, but that could change in the future. Anyways, thanks for watching Homestead, Ohio. If you could reach up here and hit this button to check out some of my other videos, and hit the little round one down here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching Homestead, Ohio.